Good morning and good moment.
And good Tuesday morning.
Welcome to our daily contemplation. I'm Juna.
Sabine.
We're from Synergy in Motion, and we are testing today. We're first time live on YouTube as well as Facebook, so it's pretty exciting. So welcome to all of you who are joining us now and in the future. So daily contemplation today is all about contemplating the 35th hexagram, also known as the 35th gene key or the 35th gate, and it's all about progress and change. So yesterday we talked about the power of love. We went on that tangent, and today we're going to bring up a different aspect. And when we were looking at
We also talked about the hunger.
And the hunger, yes, hunger.
Hunger for being fulfilled.
Yes, and what this leads to is this word progress. And it, for me, I kind of cringed when I first turned the page and looked at this 35th hexagram with progress, because in the name of progress, we don't have such a great history of that. It's often been progress, and forward momentum has been built on the backs of people. It's depleted the planet, depleted resources. In the name of progress, we're going to just stomp out everything that is living and go for what we want. And that's not really something that makes my heart laugh.
And it's not sustainable. I mean, that's why we're in the state that we're in, socially and economically and environmentally. We have depleted our resources, and we're pretending that there's still the forward movement and the forward progress.
And that's what you get when you're like hungry and you're operating in that shadow, and it's like you're just never fulfilled. There's always more, there's always more, there's always more.
Which is correct, but it's not necessarily always forward in the same direction. Always more gains, more luxury, more of that which we suspect fulfills our need to be fulfilled, which is externally, and that can never be fulfilled. It can never end. It always drives us forward in the same direction that we have decided is correct, not actually in tune with what is. Life moves always, but it doesn't always move forward. It moves up, down, left, right, somewhat right, somewhat left. It's like, it's very diverse. But in our progress, we have eliminated diversity and just went into one direction of money, wealth, status, power, all those things. Mm-hmm. Or whatever it is that you individually have decided is your success.
Yeah, so we're going to bring it home a little bit today, and in human design, it's the line of the day is about the creative block, and it's really about tuning into the energies of your project. So just tune into the energy of a project that you might have. Like, it could be a work project, it could be a home project, or a desire to, like, yes, I'm creating this. Okay, so there is a forward momentum, there's a here and not yet, so there's this movement, there's always this movement, but let's attune to the energies of things. And today it's about when the energy stops, and some may call it a creative block. A lot of people, if they're living in the shadow of this, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm empty and now I got to fill it again. So what we're saying, let's take this and take it as a pause, look at it, ask some questions, really come into the body, relax when nothing seems to be moving forward. And we also are in a time of several planets that are in retrograde, which may have an impact on our energy as well, that forward momentum is just on pause right now.
Mm-hmm. And again, forward momentum doesn't necessarily look like this. It might look like this. It can be very, very diverse, right? It's about momentum, not necessarily one direction.
Yeah.
So your project, for me, what's always intriguing is nature and gardening. when I seed, I every year have that sense, oh, nothing is going to grow. They're not doing anything. And then suddenly the seedling is this big the next day. How did that happen? Right? That's a miracle. What happened? And when you plant a new plant, it doesn't do anything for quite a while, and then suddenly, once it has developed its roots, you can actually see what is happening and it grows. And so often with our own adventures in life, projects, whatever you want to call them, there is seemingly nothing happening, but it's actually not happening in that direction, it's happening in that direction, right? So our mind drives us nuts by wanting always this direction. And what happens is that we fall into blaming. You plant, don't grow, or I'm a bad gardener because my plants don't grow, right? That whole constant blaming. Or the other dynamic is we fall into this crazy frenzy. What else can I do? Can I put some more fertilizer on it? When it takes care of itself really just fine.
So so one of the qualities in this 35th hexagram is the cycles of life. It's about beginnings, middles, and ends. Beginnings, middles, and ends. So there's a lot of enthusiasm and energy at the beginning, and then we're in the middle of something, like we've planted, we've started something, and then we're in this middle part. And if you're in the middle part of your creation and then it suddenly stops, you just really want to breathe, attune to the energies, and ask some questions like, what's going on? Is my project incubating? Is it growing roots? Is it, what's happening here? Or is it time to call it quits? Like, that's another possibility. Just really...
Or are the weeds of your thoughts overgrowing everything and you need to rip them out?
Yeah, so there's all these different ways, but it's being mindful and aware and not freaking out at that emptiness. The shadow would look at the emptiness and as the pause as a negative, and we're saying let's turn it into a positive and just relax into it. And okay, what else? We may be here for a time, and this is where it's really wonderful to have a few projects on the go, because another project might require your energy there.
And the project might be you to just take that moment and contemplate and be in tune with the energy that is present, and just let that unfold by itself. You are not the source for having to make everything grow and everything happen. Life does that. Your only job is to choose how you be in life and where you put your energy. But making it happen is not necessarily your job.
Yeah, and we're saying this to ourselves big time, right? Because we run a business, and sometimes our business goes into a lull, and we think, oh my gosh, nothing's happening. The phone's not ringing the way it used to, and all of this stuff. And we know we've been in a huge pause in a way, like just really open to like the energies of where our business is taking us. And that's another point, is that you put something into momentum, like our business Synergy in Motion, and it is a life form in and of itself. So it's going to go, and it's going to teach you, it's going to show you, and Synergy in Motion has taught us so much about this whole piece of beginning, middle, and ends, and relaxing into the pause. And we are really playing with, like, listening to our authority. This in human design is listening to your strategy and authority and following that. And it's unique to everyone, but it's listening to that and saying no to everything else. And sometimes that creates a lot more space in our lives, and we're just like hum-de-dum-de-dum, and that's okay. It's where we're at right now. So if that's where you're at, be grateful, and take that breath. And
no matter where you're at, just take that moment of just allowing yourself to be intimate with what is. Whether you're in the beginning, in the middle, or the end, it is really... And the beginning, middle, and end is not always linear. Remember that. So just take that moment and allow yourself to shift from perceiving your life as a linear thread, forward progress, to allowing that holistic, holographic, energy of holographic progress or holographic unfolding of life. It's not necessarily ever progress in the way that we have lived progress so far.
It can be like change. It's just changing. Things are changing.
Really take that energy into your day with that. Yeah, that movement in all directions, in all ways and possibilities. And your mind cannot understand that. But you and your heart can be in it and with it and play in it. Yeah, that's not about getting it right. No. Wow. And that's the space where magic unfolds, in the diversity, in the constant life-giving birth to itself. That's where the magic lives, in those moments when you're so intimate that you add that little bit of your magic and boop, something completely new and different unfolds. So that is something to contemplate in your day and play.
So thank you again for joining us for this daily contemplation. May it give you lots of morsels to contemplate in your day and beyond. We will see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And remember, with this, you are creating a whole new world today, a whole new reality. What's it going to be? Bye.
Bye.